In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful, who is also the Lord of majesty and bounty, who is also the all-powerful, and is also the most strong, and is also the source of peace. Today, it seems that the dollar is under pressure against other major global currencies like the yen, yuan, the euro, and the pound, and it's going to be so because also another development which is taking place is a consequence of, as the economic consequence of the Gulf War and the closing and opening and reclosing of the Strait of Hormuz, which has almost become like a joke. You really don't know who is in control. It creates uncertainty, and as we know, dollar is a currency used to price Gulf oil, with the exception of the Iranian oil, which is sold in Indian rupees to the Indian government and in yuan to the Chinese. These are parallel systems to the dollar, but the most dominant oil trades take place in the US dollar. Also, the Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain, on a limited scale, are going into bilateral government to government sale of oil to in home currencies of the destination currencies, especially the countries who are the other trading partners in other areas, from whom they also buy goods from, like e.g. Kenya, they buy tea, they also buy livestock for meat, and so they had at one time agreed on during the Russia-Ukraine crisis to sell oil to Kenya in Kenya shillings. But these are rare instances, but these are increasing instances now, and they are also looking towards alternative to the dollar. There is going to be a de-dollarization. Russian oil most likely is going to be sold in rubles. Russia is one of the world's biggest producers of oil. So the dollar is going to come under a lot of pressure. It's an economic consequence of the current Gulf War and the uncertainties which surround it and the Strait of Hormuz and the Middle East, which we also pray to Allah, to God, the Divine Supreme Being, who is also the source of peace, to bless the region with peace and a comprehensive peace agreement underpinned by an economic union similar to the European Union. But there is a long way to come. Hopefully China and India will take up the cue and spearhead it. These are two huge economies, and combined their populations together with the diaspora populations could be constituting around half the world's population. So they cannot be ignored. They are also huge economic powers, and they're trading partners to almost all countries in the Gulf and beyond. So they can enforce a comprehensive peace agreement underpinned by an economic union, and they are also in Asia, and they have vested interest to ensure that Asia remains peaceful and the flow of oil and other resources and trade in Asia, whether it's the pharmaceutical trade from India, medical equipment trade from India, the software trade from India, and the production of goods and services from China, equipment and all, including security equipment, including computers, electronics, white goods, television, fridges, vehicles, and also Japan, which is a great industrial power. I feel Japan, China, and India should take up the cue as Asian countries, which are huge economies and huge users of oil. For them, oil price stability and oil supply route stability is in their interests. So let us hope for a comprehensive peace agreement is agreed upon as soon as possible. But in the meantime, we are talking about the dollar and the de-dollarization. These countries also have currencies which are now approaching to become reserve currencies: Indian rupee, yuan, and the Japanese yen. So they can be used as parallel currencies also. However, I want to propose that the Pi cryptocurrency, a cryptocurrency which is a utility currency, utility crypto, with transaction utility features inbuilt in it, is most suited. Pi, or transaction utility features, could be used as an alternative to trade oil and other commodities. It has found its utility, it is found possibly due to the de-dollarization. So we propose that it is a neutral currency, is a crypto, so it is not associated with any one country, and any one country's disputes, like currently USA is included with its currency, the United States dollar, being affected by its disputes in the Gulf region and beyond. And it is not affected by geopolitics, it is simply a commercial currency. Hence, oil traders should seriously consider using Pi cryptocurrency as a currency to price oil and other commodities in, and even carry out other trade in Pi. Pi's advantage is it is also listed in 12 crypto exchanges worldwide. So it is like a 24-hour trading of Pi can take place. Availability is there because it's a flexible currency, unlike Bitcoin, which has a finite number of coins. And as the price goes up, here is based on supply and demand and the usage, the number of coins expands. So let us consider Pi to be the currency in which to price our oil and other commodities, resources, and even general trade and services could be traded in Pi. It's a robust system developed by Stanford graduates, PhD from Stanford University in the United States. It is a great currency and should be considered for trading oil and other commodities and goods and services. And let us see where it goes. So the cryptocurrencies do have utility and can be used globally. Thank you. Let us invoke for peace also. Amen. Amen.